TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Good afternoon, guys. It's Adrienne, your favorite realtor, coming to you live. Wanted to give some information today and talk to you guys a little bit about the role and responsibilities of a realtor. And I received a question via email. Someone asked, what is the difference between a realtor, an agent, and a broker? Well, there's not much difference between the three, but basically a realtor is a person who acts on behalf of a client, and realtor is a trademark term, and that just basically means that the person has successfully passed the state licensing to become a realtor, and they are also a member of the National Association of Realtors board. So a realtor and a real estate agent are technically the same, except a real estate agent may not be a member of the National Association of Realtors, but is a member of any other organization. So that's basically the difference. But basically a realtor and a real estate agent basically acts as an agent for the sale and purchase of buildings and land. It is a trademark for someone who is active of, again, the National Association of Realtors. A real estate agent is licensed by the respective state to assist consumers in real estate transactions, such as buying and selling commercial and residential properties. Now, all real estate agents are realtors. However, both are capable of assisting clients, assisting consumers in real estate transactions as long as their license is in good standing and is in an active status. A broker basically is either a realtor or a real estate agent who has successfully passed the state licensing board to become a broker, and once you become a broker, you are eligible to run your own firm. So those are some of the differences between a realtor, a real estate agent, and a broker. Let's talk about some of the responsibilities that the agent, whether it's a realtor, real estate agent, or a broker, has in terms of assisting you with your real estate transactions. These are called fiduciary responsibilities. Basically, that word just means that I am a faithful servant. I am faithful to you. My responsibility to you is making sure that your needs are met and that I represent your best interests at all times. Your needs are met prior to my own. So that's what that means. So one of the first things that we want to talk about today is some of these responsibilities and accounting. Accounting is one of the first responsibilities that an agent has to you as a consumer, and it just means that the agent must account for all funds entrusted to him or her and not commingle. That's against the Georgia state law for realtors. You cannot commingle funds. I cannot put your earnest money in my own personal account. That money must go into a firm account, either the closing attorney account or either the seller's brokerage firm or the buyers. But now we're so tech savvy that those funds can be automatically wired from your bank into the closing attorney's account. Cannot commingle. That is against the law, and a person will lose their license if that is done. The second responsibility that an agent has to you as a client is care. The agent must use all of their skills to the best of her ability on behalf of you as the client. That means, again, putting everything pertaining to your transaction in the best care. Confidentiality is the next. I am required to keep everything confidential that you give to me. Any information that you provide to me, I must keep it confidential, especially information that may be damaging to you in negotiations. So, confidentiality. The next is disclosure. As an agent, I have to disclose to you any information pertaining to the property, any information that I receive pertaining to in a transaction, pertaining to the house, the seller, anything that I receive, I must disclose that information to you. If you love this house that we go out and see, and let's say something tragic happened at that home, I am required to disclose that to you. Something even as simple as if the location is in an industrial area, we're required to disclose that information to you. If there's a train line that runs within a 5-mile radius, that is also information that must be disclosed. If the agent knows, she or he must disclose that information to you as the buyer. Any information I receive that may benefit your position in a negotiation, it must be disclosed to you. Loyalty is the next responsibility that an agent has. I owe you undivided loyalty, and I have to put, again, your interest above my own. So I can't focus on the end of the line payment or anything like that, commission structure, anything like that. I have to focus on what's best for my client, and I definitely will. Believe that. I will definitely have your best interest at all times. Obedience. I have to make sure that I obey all lawful orders that the client gives to me within reason. It has to be within the law, but if you say, Adrian, I need you to take care of this for me, or ask this question, or find out about this, if it's within the law, I have to do that. So those are some of the things that a good agent will do, and I would definitely do that for my clients. I have, and I always will represent the client to the best of my ability. I would never put a client in a home that I wouldn't live in. Safety is very important, whether it's a single male, a family of 5, or a single female. Safety is important, so I will always entrust your interest to my best ability, okay? So those are some of the things that we as agents have to be responsible for in taking care of. You trust me enough to make this big purchase. and this is something lifelong, then yes, I'm going to make sure that I take care of that for you and make sure all of your needs are met. So let's see. There is something called caveat emptor, and that just basically means that let the buyer beware. It's a Latin term, let the buyer beware. Similar to the phrase sold as is, and this term means that the buyer assumes the risk that a product may fail to meet expectations or have defects. So as the expert or the professional, it is my responsibility to make sure that you are aware before making a purchase of any home, that everything that's going on with it. That is why inspections are important, appraisals are important. Those are mandatory. Remember from a couple weeks ago, we talked about the difference between an inspection and an appraisal. So those things are very important to have in advance when you're trying to make a purchase of a home. That term again is caveat emptor, Latin term, let the buyer beware. Let's see. It is also a principle in contract law in many jurisdictions that, again, places the responsibility on the buyer to perform due diligence before making a purchase. Before making a purchase. The term is commonly used in real estate transactions, but it could apply to other things as well as some services. Let the buyer beware. All right. So let's see. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And I want to explain some of the things that's going on with renting and some of the information that I received over the last few weeks about renting and some of the changes that's going on with rentals and apartment complex. So give us a few minutes and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Get Real About Real Estate. I wanted to speak to you about some information that I received regarding the rental process. I got a couple of calls over the last few weeks about how the rental apartment complexes are changing. Of course, they always go up on the rent every year, but I got a call from a concerned person asking if I could assist them with finding a rental home or just seeing where they were at in the home buying process. And it was concerning to me because their rent was going up about $300 when their next lease renewal term was going to be up. So I got another call from someone saying that their apartment complex was requiring all tenants in the entire complex to purchase a $100,000 insurance policy to cover damages, any damages, whether it's fire, water, whatever. But the problem was that the policy was not going to be in the tenant's name. They had to purchase this $100,000 insurance policy, and it would be in the name of the corporate office, the owners of that complex. So they were very concerned, I can't afford it, and it was mandatory that the payment be deducted automatically out of their checking account. And they were like, what can we do? Is there anything? Is this legal? And I can't advise anyone on the legal perspective. Real estate agents are not lawyers. Real estate agents are not CPAs. Therefore, we cannot advise you from a legal standpoint, nor can we advise you on tax matters or any financial matters. That's why I wanted to go over and express, what agents are primarily responsible for, and that is buying and selling, assisting you in the buying and selling process regarding homes or commercial properties. But anyway, that whole situation kind of had me concerned, and there was nothing I could really do but advise them to speak to an attorney of their choice. I have no idea, but I felt bad for them and offered to see what we could do in terms of maybe doing a lease with the right to purchase option for them, or maybe seeing if they could, possibly buy or rent a home. That was another option, but that was the extent of my help that I could offer them in those situations. As bad as it sounds, and as much as I really want to help them, there was nothing from a legal standpoint that I could offer. So again, realtors are not lawyers. We do not have any legal background that we can help you in certain situations other than advise you to seek the help of an attorney or someone in that field. And we cannot advise regarding taxes or anything like that, unfortunately. If it's out of real estate transactions, buying and selling, commercial or residential properties, it is really beyond our control, as much as I'd love to help. So, but I'll do the best that I can. I promise I will. I will go above and beyond to help you get what you need in terms of buying. Right now, the rates are really low. Rates are good. So if you are already a homeowner, you can give me a call or shoot me an email, and we can talk about and put you in touch with a great lender who can assist you with lowering your monthly payment. There are so many options out here right now, and I just want to help as many people that need it, that want it, and if you want it, I want it for you. So thank you for considering me, and thank you guys for all the emails and the support and reaching out. Wanted to take a minute though and just thank our executive producer, Mr. Felix Washington. He does an amazing job, and our social media director, Miss Shantae Barksdale. She's amazing. And of course, without further ado, I'd like to thank our sponsors, which is Etchison Builders and Burks Jewelers. So give it up for those guys who make this possible, that I can be here to bring you this information. Okay, guys? So they're amazing. That is the extent of what I wanted to share with you regarding the apartment complex and that whole thing. Is very concerning. Things are changing this year, so just wanted to give you guys the heads up on that. Wanted to give you some information on some home buyer tips as well. Let's see. Tune in, share. I appreciate all of the support and all the calls and everyone looking out for me and just asking those questions. So I wanted to also share with you the cost of a realtor for a buyer. For pre-approval assistance, the cost is $0. For unlimited home tours, until we find that perfect home for you and your family, unlimited home tours cost you exactly $0. Contract submittal, $0. We provide expert negotiation. There are some great agents, and will go to war for their clients, as will I. And that expert negotiation is $0. If you know me personally, you know she's a fierce negotiator. I'm going to go to war for my clients and make sure that we get exactly what we want. My motto is, I'm never afraid to take no for an answer, and I'm never afraid to walk away. They'll call us back, trust me. For me to attend the inspection, $0. Closing day, $0. Closing gift, $0. Those are always nice, but the total cost to you as a buyer to hire a realtor is nothing. You don't have to pay a dime to hire a realtor. Realtors' salaries are paid by the seller side unless something else is negotiated, but typically that's how it works, guys, okay? So just wanted to give you that. And go ahead and grab a pen. I have more information for you. I want to go over the home buying checklist. I'm going to tell you what you need to look out for. Okay? I'll give you a minute. Grab a pen, piece of paper, and take these notes. This is some good information for you to get prepared for the home buying process, okay? Well, the first thing we want to do is, sorry about that. First thing you want to grab is your W-2 forms or your tax records from the past 2 years, I believe. Pay stubs from the past 1 to 2 months. Proof of any supplemental income. So that's W-2 from the past year, taxes from the last couple years. No more than 2 years, I believe the lenders require. Pay stubs, your most recent pay stubs. And once we get into the home buying process, what I always recommend my clients to do, once you get into get your lender and they got you pre-qualified, to keep the process going smoothly so that you don't have to think about it, they don't have to request documents. Every time you receive a paycheck stub, just go ahead and send it to them. Every time the month changes, go ahead and send your bank statement to them. That way it's not slowing down the process. They don't have to send you an email or call you and leave a message if you're not available. Wait for you to check the message. It's just habit forming. Go ahead and automatically send that information to them. That will get you to underwriting a lot faster, okay? If there's any proof of supplemental income, they want to know about that. Whether it's child support or any other supplemental income that you may receive every month. They need to know that. That needs to be counted as part of your income. We've talked about the bank statements, any investment account statements, statements from all debts. They're going to need a copy of your driver's license, history of residence for the past 2 years. And then we want to get over here to financing. Those are the documents that are required. Go ahead and start pulling those things together. Have them readily available. Once we get to the pre-qualification process, you want to submit all of that documentation to the lender of your choice. Okay, I may recommend 2 or 3. You just choose one. You contact all of them, whichever one you feel the most comfortable with, whichever one meets your needs. And like I said, whoever you feel comfortable with, that's the one to go with. Make sure you have all of your documentation together. Okay, guys? Financing. Let's talk finances. So the next process is, once you get all your documents together and you submit everything, we're going to go ahead and get you pre-approved with your preferred lender. We want to create a monthly budget. We are going to research mortgage options. Start saving now. Save now for your down payment and closing costs. May or may not need it, may or may not need as much as you think you need, but it's always best to just start saving and putting a little bit to the side for the purchase of your home. That is just good to do. We want to establish and maintain good credit. Now, with that being said, once you get into the home buying process, you don't want to go out and make a major purchase. You don't want to go out and buy a new car or buy a home. We know you're excited about the purchase of your new house and you want to put new furniture in it and all of that. Don't do anything that requires financing until at the end of the process. Once you get those keys, then you can do that. But during the process, you want to maintain a certain level of credit, and your credit score, you want to keep it as high as possible all through the process, from pre-qualification to underwriting until you close. And that's very important because that can change the dynamics of your financing. It can also kill a deal if you do that. So please don't go out and buy something major or, again, finance anything. Unless you can pay cash for it, then don't buy it. That's what I always say, okay? You want to check your credit score and report and make sure those things are where they need to be. And if not, we can work on it and get it where it needs to be. The next thing you want to do is find your real estate agent. Whether it's me or any other agent, make sure you interview them and they meet your qualifications as well. You want to make sure that person is going to represent your best interests at all costs. Okay, I definitely will and would love to do business with any of you, but you always want to make sure that you feel good about it. Ask questions. Find out their track record. When did they get their license? All of those things are important because you want to make sure that that person who is helping you in this major purchase, they have your best interests and they're professional and that they know what they're doing. So it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of contracts that need to be understood and that they can explain those documents to you before you sign them. That's what a great agent will do for you, okay? So get your agent, get your lender, get all your documents together, make sure you have everything ready for the process to move forward. Once you get that pre-qualification done, and then everything kind of moves pretty fast from that. But again, to reiterate, make sure every time you receive a paycheck stub, you automatically send it to your lender. Every time the month changes and you get a new bank statement, automatically send that to your lender or your loan officer, mortgage broker, whoever you're using. That's very important. And again, that will keep the ball rolling and keep the process running smooth. There may be some hiccups, but again, as your agent, we'll guide you through that process. That's what we're here for. It's just like we're the pilot in the plane, you're the co-pilot. When we hit the turbulent areas, We're just gonna ask you to strap on your seatbelt a little bit tighter and let's just get through the turbulence, okay? Easy peasy. Sometimes it's a little bit stressful and frustrating, but again, a great agent will guide you through that process, no problems, okay? So just wanted to share that with you. And we're gonna take a quick break. Give us a few minutes, and here is a word from our wonderful sponsors.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining me with your girl Adrienne, your favorite realtor at Let's Get Real About Real Estate. So just wanted to share a few more information that I think will be beneficial, and wanted to provide you with that. Here's a great home buyer's tip. Try to find out the utility costs for your designated neighborhood or the area that you want to live in. Also, you want to check out if you have young children or school-age children. We'll look at the school system and test scores. If you're relocating to the Metro Atlanta area, then of course I would take care in finding those things, because education is very important to me as well. I have daughters, and I want to make sure that your kids are living in an area, or your children are living in an area that best suits their educational needs. So those are some of the things that are very important. You don't even have to address that with me. I already know. But just working in the industry for the last 14 years, I pretty much know what school districts and what areas are pretty good. Unless you have a specific area you want to live in that I've never sold in, then I would definitely do my due diligence to make sure that your children are getting the educational needs in that area, that their educational needs will be met in that area. You want to always make sure, house hunting tip number one, hire the right buyer's agent. Make sure you hire an agent that is definitely going to look out for your best interest at all times. And we talked about that earlier in the last segment. Oh, we talked about a great mortgage tip was start saving now for your down payment assistance. Of course, working directly with your lender, your preferred lender. We're going to make sure if you qualify for any of these great programs out here, we're going to find them and apply any funds that you qualify for to your down payment. Or I had one client in particular who she didn't have to pay anything. Well, let me be clear. She did not have to pay anything towards her down payment. She qualified for 100% financing, and there are so many programs. Actually, I spoke to a vice president of a bank last night, and he says, Adrienne, listen, if you have any clients, send them my way. Of course, for those particular programs, your credit score does have to be a little bit higher, but those 100% financing programs, they are available. And I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, between 660 and 680, if you have a credit score in that range, give me a call. And I would definitely love to put you in touch with some of the lenders that are offering these 100% financing options. Some of them have not even hit the public market yet, so we have direct access to them and can get you pre-qualified pretty quickly. Again, civil service workers, teachers or educators, law enforcement, military, EMS, all of those. Anyone in the civil service working field, you qualify. There's so many funds out here for you guys where you don't have to pay it back. It's essentially free money to put towards your down payment. So take advantage of that while the funding is still available. That's my goal, is to educate consumers about what's available for them. If it's not you, if you can't qualify, if you know someone, and even if the person that you may know works in a school, if they are the custodial staff, they qualify. If they're the custodial staff that works in a government building, they qualify. Anyone that is a government employee can qualify. If they are, I'm just using this as an example, but yeah, you don't necessarily have to be an educator if you work in the school system in any capacity. If you're a government employee in any capacity, you can qualify. So I'd love to talk to you guys about that and provide you with that information. Just give me a call and we can certainly work together to help you qualify for these funds and get that added to the bottom line in the purchase of your home, okay? So let's see, I did receive an email from one of the lenders, and he was just saying that, I forgot what it's called now, but if you're a physician or if you're an attorney, anyone in that line of work, entrepreneurship, you can definitely qualify. And we even have a new product where, well, it's not new, it's just something that they started. They used to do this a long time ago for individuals who are self-employed, such as myself. If you're self-employed and you don't have traditional bank statements, or I'm sorry, check stubs, what you can use is your last 12 months of bank statements, and they will calculate it. There's a certain way that they look at everything on your bank statement, and they can also qualify you from that. So if you're self-employed, 1099, if you file taxes, those things are very important, and so you can definitely qualify with that. So again, give me a call. I'd love to help you and find out what it is exactly you qualify for, or find out where you're at in terms of your credit. Again, there are so many options out here. You can have the home of your dreams, even if you can't purchase at this time, but your credit score is a minimum of 550. Household income, I believe, is about 50,000. Don't quote me on that. I can research a little bit more thoroughly. But if the minimum credit score is 550, that's one of the main things, then everything else is considered. There's certain criteria that must be matched, but we can also get you a home, the home of your dreams. You choose the home, and with the program for that is termed lease with the right to purchase. So those are just some options to consider. Don't be afraid. Come on in, give me a call. Let's take advantage of this funding that's available or could be available to you. But everyone, if you want a house, I want it for you. Thank you for tuning in today. It's Adrienne, your favorite realtor, with Let's Get Real About Real Estate. I'll see you next week, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.